Gamers, we are living in probably the most technologically advanced time in history. And it doesn't just stop with $3,500 ski goggles or self-driving cars, but even in the gaming space, we're breaking into that quadruple A area more than ever before, with games coming out having higher budgets than movies that are currently being made in Hollywood. And you would think that if a game was given such an insane budget, they would be willing to do anything and everything under the sun to make it enjoyable, right?
I normally wouldn't give a nobody like you the steam off my piss on a good day.
Well, you would think so at least. You guys should know by now that I'm talking about Ubisoft's latest game, Skull and Bones. You know, a game we saw roughly 7 years ago that's been not only dragged through one of the most hellacious dev cycles in gaming history, but a game that Ubisoft Singapore allegedly made a deal with the Singaporean government to release. Now that was according to Kotaku, so take the word allegedly and use that as like a draw forward card with anything Kotaku reports on. Anyways, Skull and Bones beta ended yesterday, and their early release launch is happening literally tomorrow from the day this video gets posted. Which, side note, that in and of itself is a really weird time frame to release the game at all. You know, normally after a beta happens, it takes like maybe a few weeks or maybe even a couple of months until we get the game. This one is literally just weekend beta and then going straight into launch. This beta came with what I can only say is maybe Ubisoft's biggest embarrassment at trying to convince us all that this is some sort of quadruple A quality game warranting a big ol' $70 price tag. In fact, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, I hope I said your name right, boldly claimed this. You will see that Skull and Bones is a fully fledged game. It's a very big game, and we feel that people will really see how vast and complete that game is. It's a really full, triple, quadruple A game that will deliver in the long run. Well, let's talk about it because I spent maybe 3 to 4 hours on it before I just couldn't take it anymore. And to be fair, I do want to start off with the positives, and what I will say is that the game looks absolutely gorgeous to me. The lighting, the shading, the water, it all looks insanely good. Even when you're in the midst of a storm and seeing how the environment reacts with it, it creates a level of immersion that games try their best to do. Ship combat is something that I didn't think I would enjoy much of, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hitting a bit for me. You do have an option to latch onto the ship once you've done enough damage, and honestly, it sounds great in theory, but in execution, not so much. Also, hearing your crew singing sea shanties while sailing the seas, that's a tongue twister. It gave me the feeling of heading into something dangerous, even if it was just to collect some loot.
He was just on board a whaler. Renzo, boys, Renzo. He was just a hopeless failure. Renzo, boys, Renzo.
And unfortunately, that's where the positives end for me, because my lord, I can't see how this is being touted as highly as it is. Forgive me for not recording the intro to this game, but one thing that I noticed right off rip was that the voice acting was absolutely horrid.
Thrown you a twist, friend. Freeman's luck must truly be on your side.
Lad, the British and the forbidden. I blame Captain Rust for steering us into these cursed shallows.
You cannot sit there and convince me that this is not AI. Another thing that didn't really make any sense to me is that you never get off the ship unless it's to go to the ports. Collecting resources? Minigames. Invading ships? Click a button and watch an animation. Plundering? It's the same shit. You know, when I hear quadruple A quality pirate game, you would think one of the most basic things that this game would allow you to do is get off your ship with your crew and actively scavenge, plunder, invade ships, but no. You don't get to do any of that. Look at a game like Sea of Thieves. If you played it, you remembered how damn barren the game felt at launch with little to no content. But even then, look at what you can do in the game. Manage your ship, do quests, plunder ships. You can even search already sunken ships for treasure while all getting out of your ship. There were also threats of sharks, krakens, and other pirate ships in Sea of Thieves. Hell, my ass stopped playing after getting into one fight with a kraken. It's the most terrifying shit I've ever encountered in any game I've played. But what threats do you face in Skull and Bones? Sharks? Other ships? The bad performance that you get? That's about all I was able to encounter, at least. There could be more out there, but I'm never gonna find out. Okay, but what about questing though? Right? What's that like? Let me tell you how busted this shit can be. So I get done with the tutorial stage. I have to talk to someone who tells me to get acacia wood to build my own ship. No problem, it's just collecting wood. How hard could that be? I hop in my little pontoon boat and I set sail. I arrive at the first location and nothing happens. I don't get a prompt to cut any trees. I don't get jack shit. Now in my head, I'm thinking that there's a dock or something for me to stop at to collect the wood and maybe get off my ship, but no. I sail to another location, nothing. Sail to another one, not a damn thing. I searched possibly all the locations on this map and the acacia wood just isn't there. So I relog, I come back, same damn issue. I relog about 2 to 3 more times and there was not a single goddamn tree. And then I found out on X that these trees have a spawn pool that's shared globally. Now we all know that Ubisoft is the innovator of completely 2 IQ ideas, and this has to be the lowest IQ idea that they've ever had. We're going to have every player on the map share spawn pools of materials instead of having them be available to everyone. Great idea. Very cool. So after accumulating hours into literally completing this one damn beginner quest, I started to notice a pattern with the rest of them. Go here, blow up ships, go back. Go there, collect materials, go back. Go there, deliver some shit, go back. It's just such a mid experience given the budget and time that was put into Skull and Bones. But I will give credit where credit is due to Skull and Bones because their year 1 roadmap seems like it's content filled, but I have to ask, what's going to be the point if the base game just isn't fun? Maybe there are some people out there that prefer this sort of gameplay, right? And if that's you, that's fine. I hope the game is treating you well. But if this is someone's first introduction into pirate games, it's going to kill whatever anticipation they have to play other ones, because unless they look at YouTube videos, they're going to think that all pirate games are like this. And not to mention that Ubisoft themselves are leading players to believe that this is a quadruple A game that warrants a $70 price tag, right? I don't see it in the beta, and with there being literally a 48-hour turnaround from the beta to early release, there's no time for Ubisoft to go in and work on the things people are going to be upset about until everything is said and done. Unless they do a total facelift, Skull and Bones seems inferior to games that came out over 5 years ago, and I don't think the roadmap is going to do much to change that. Anyways, I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you think about Skull and Bones. And while you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button and plunder that sub button. Also, YouTube can show you my content free of charge. And as always, shout out to the current members of the channel. Y'all are absolute badasses. Thank you so much. This is Sir Blackout signing off, singing this lovely sea shanty. Yo ho, to another game we go. Later.